Okay, we're live. We are on the Atem Mini 2 into the computer. And we're shooting with the Sony FS7. And we've got our light set up over here. We also have a 5D, which I can turn on. The battery died. So I can't turn that on. Let me swap out that battery. So figured out how to turn the display off. I had the display on with the first test, and I learned that the preview window for YouTube is flipped for some reason. I don't know why that is. But now it's right. So we're going to switch here to this camera. Here we go. The laptop. We got the Atem right there. Got this microphone here. It's the Rode NT1000, or it might be NT1A. I don't know what the difference is. Main camera, Sony FS7. Light into just a bounce board. Looks pretty good, I think. Yeah. So that's our setup. This looks. The only thing I got to figure out is how to get the monitor LUT on for the HDMI signal, which for some reason it's not grayed out, but the knob skips over it. If I turn this on, there it goes. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. There we go. That's it. Pretty decent. On the viewfinder, it looks really, really edgy compared to what I'm seeing on the YouTube screen. I don't know if YouTube does some color correcting for it. Let's turn on the picture-in-picture. Okay, so picture-in-picture goes away. Let me turn that back on. So let me see. So what's cool is that the Atem has. Oh, also we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine on the TV behind me. Hopefully that doesn't pick up and get me in trouble. I think I'm close enough to the mic that we're not hearing it. Are we peaking? The audio, that was another problem I was having, was that the audio was way too hot. Let me turn this down. Hopefully, is this audio better? Hopefully it's better. Let's see, what did I want to do? Switcher. I wanted to see if there's a way that we could set up the picture-in-picture we could change what the picture-in-picture is. But I don't know how to do that. I'm still figuring this out. Camera controls. Oh, so we have some color correction. That's kind of neat. Here's the audio panel. Can you see this? Is this in focus? It's not in focus. It's like right up against my chest, so that's why I couldn't actually see it. There we go. Kind of. No, maybe. Can you read any of it anyway? Does it matter? I don't know. Okay, they're braced up against the chest. So let's see. What can we do? We got media. So we can add stills, which I think that's how you'd like do overlays, which is kind of neat. You get bars, color bars, black fade. I don't know. Oh, there's just colors. Nothing in those cameras. Back to camera 2. Let's see. So we can do, if we put that on auto, I'm not seeing how we can affect picture-in-picture. So picture-in-picture must be, you must have to use camera 1 for picture-in-picture. So I guess that's a pro tip. Set up your main camera to be camera 1. Upstream key, we're not doing any of that. Yeah. So that's yeah, I'm figuring a lot more out. That it's still backwards. It's still like I can read the what it says, here, it's just backwards on my screen. So that's a weird thing that happens. Bear's here too. He's hiding. I don't know if you can see him. He's sitting on the couch. He's barely. I don't have enough cable to reach. Let's just switch back to 1. Turn this off. We don't really need it anymore. Yeah. So I was gonna play some Switch games, but Amazon didn't deliver my dock because they're jerks. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Unless I can go get my other Switch dock, but I'm like, ugh, effort. So much effort. I'm lazy. Yeah, so this is test number 2. I think this one went a lot better than me just looking at my gross, nasty hair. I actually washed my hair. It's much nicer. It's much fluffier. It's time to restart to stay reported. Wait an hour. I don't want to restart. Yeah. Yeah, these glasses, they're not prescription. They're just blue blockers. They're really nice. They're not nice. I bought them for like $20 on Amazon. But it makes my eyes feel better when I'm staring at screens and I've gotten light shine in my eyes. I wonder, does this have an output for audio? Headphone out? I wonder if I can do headphone out. I have headphones. I want to fix, because the first test I did, the audio was not good. So I would like to make that not an issue. So I'm wondering if we plug this in to our headphone jack. Let's turn this down here. Do we get audio? I'm not hearing it. Are we up? Yeah, we're up. Is it the right hole? Check. Nope. All right, well, let's do this. Put it in the hole I think it should be. And let's actually just go to the YouTube stream and let's see, since I'm live now. There. Nope, that's not how it works. Here we go. Live now. That is not good. You can hear it. Okay, well, let's turn this off. Let me get my phone. I wonder if we watch it on my phone. I'm wondering, do I have a adapter? I don't. Well, I guess we'll just have to check it later. It seemed like it was picking up through the computer microphone. It was picking up the audio. There was an echo, or maybe there's an echo here. I have all audio, follow, video. I wonder if I turn this off. Let me try that. Okay, let's try it now. It's still a little hot. And I don't know if it's YouTube or yeah, it sounds better actually. Maybe I just need to be further away from the microphone. I can't hear myself on like a 5-second delay. That's really annoying. Jarrell says, I am attractive. Thank you, Jarrell. I don't think I'm that attractive, but I appreciate it. Am I still attractive if I put my blue blockers on? Does it make me look smarter? I don't know if that's, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything to do. This is probably the least interesting live stream. I'm just kind of testing the technology right now, and seeing what I can do with this Atem Mini. I just got it today, so I'm just kind of playing with it. I actually, you know what I want to do is I want to see if I can get my phone into the Atem Mini. So let me go get something here. All right. So I got this little guy. Is a dongle for the iPhone, HDMI. I bought it a while ago when my ex-girlfriend now needed to get into her phone. She cracked the screen and it was like all messed up. And she wanted to save all her pictures. So I got this little guy from the Apple store. And it's actually come in handy at an old apartment where I had good cell service. You could actually stream stuff off of it. So let's see. So that's that's the wrong. We need to put that into an input. We're into camera 3 here. And let's see if it takes it. Oh, it does. That's awesome. So, and we can picture in picture, get me back on the screen. Yeah. I wish the picture in picture was bigger, but now you have, this is my phone. I could talk. I want to tell people that I'm live on Facebook. So share, click, copy. I don't need that. Let's go into Facebook. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'll be on, but we'll post it. Post, click. We'll see if we get any friends coming. I don't know. It's hard. This setup is not ideal with the computer on the side because it's hard to read the comments. But let's go through. Let's go through some apps. I don't know what I'm doing with this. You know what's a cool app that I recently discovered? So under cameras, it's a free app, but it's only for iPhones right now, at least. It's called Double Take. And so what's cool about this app is you can set up. Here's the. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, here you go. So you can select from the 4 cameras. You could say, I want this one and this one. And then it will record them either as 2 separate files, or you could do like picture in picture, or you could do split screen. So what's cool is I could do like an ultra wide plus selfie, and I hit confirm. And then you see here that I can see me on the front facing screen. The back facing screen does this. This mode is picture in picture, which picture in picture will record with picture in picture. The split screen will record with split screen. So that's kind of nice. It's a little chopped, as you can see, but it's not bad. And then discrete, which I think is the 2 separate cameras, which is a really neat feature if you wanted to like vlog and you were like trying to show something while your reaction at the same time, because you know you have your camera like this, which I mean this works pretty well. I think it's really cool and it's free. Like what? That's crazy. And it's got a little histogram there at the bottom. This little thing down here. I don't know if you can see. Maybe. That's neat. Now you can make that big, make that small. Still it's going to record regardless. It's very worth your time. If you have a newer iPhone, I would highly recommend it. So cut that away. Let's look at some other apps I've been liking. Zero is a intermittent fasting app, which is something I've been playing with recently. Basically, you just tell it what kind of fasts you want to do. So here's like the different options. And then you just hit start your 16-hour fast. And then it tells you how far along you are in the fasting process. And it keeps track. I did pretty good. Today I did about 19 hours, which is good. Yeah, trying to lose weight, trying to fix my blood sugar because I found out I was diabetic recently. It's just kind of shitty. Well, you can't say bad words on this. Hopefully, well, people say bad words all the time, but try not to say bad words. What else? Those are my stocks. If you want to see what I invest in, these are my sweet stocks doing terribly. They're usually doing terribly. I'm not good at stocks. Don't take my stock investing advice. End of the year countdown. This app's kind of cool. It just gives you widgets. So that's end of the year. I don't know if I paid money for this. I might have. Yeah. Audible. Go through some Audible books. I just finished this Dr. Bernstein diabetes book. Learned a ton. 17-hour book. If I click this, yeah, the audio's off, so it shouldn't play any sound. But I'll make it big. So yeah, this book is very good. If you or someone you know has diabetes, I highly recommend it. I read the whole thing in like a day. Well, not a day, probably like 3 days. Here's all my other books. Let's go to, can we do finished? No, recent. There we go, finished. All right, let's go through some other books that I liked. 10X Rule. That's a good one if you want to be really motivated by a guy who's on way too much cocaine. One More Thing, BJ Novak or Ryan from The Office. You might know him. It's a collection of short stories. It's pretty good. Slaughterhouse 5, Kurt Vonnegut. That's a classic. Nobody Wants to Read Your S Word because I can't say bad words on the stream, on the YouTube. They don't like that. Stephen Pressfield. It's a really good book. Stephen Pressfield, great author. Highly recommend him. The only thing is like his books get a little repetitive, but they're very short and the information is like really good. And it's not, they're repetitive book to book. So if you read one, you've kind of read them all. But you can keep rereading them. I feel like I get something out of it every time. Compound Effect, that's a pretty good one. It's a little wordy for my tastes. Recovery by Russell Brand. He just takes the 12 steps of recovery and kind of puts his own spin on it, which is neat. The book's a little long. He goes on these weird diatribes. Overlap by Sean McCabe. That's a great book if you are someone who's stuck in a job you don't like and you want to not be stuck in that job and you want to go do something else. I highly recommend that book. Sean McCabe's great. His Instagram stuff is amazing. Passion Paradox by Brad Stolberg and Steve Magnus. Those guys, highly recommend their Twitter accounts. If you're on Twitter, follow those two guys. The book is also great. Invisible Monsters by Chuck Palahniuk is a ridiculous book. It is. I don't have words for it. I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. Just read it and you just be like, what the F? Like the whole time. It's amazing. Marie Kondo, Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. That book is really good. I'm about to actually do another Marie Kondo around my apartment because I have way too much crap and I need to get rid of it. And my girlfriend agrees. Tragedy Plus Time is a book by my friend. I'm going to say my friend. I've met him like 3 times. Adam Caton Holland. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Does that count? I think so. That's a really good book and it's really, really sad. So don't read it if you don't like sad books, but I read it in one go and I drove to North Platte, I think. Yeah, I was driving to North Platte in, I think it was January 2018. And I just listened to it in like the whole trip and that was it. And it was amazing and just big, ugly crying. Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, read by Jake Gyllenhaal. He's got a good voice. I like it. Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink. Jocko Willink is one of my favorite authors. This book's pretty good, but I like Extreme Ownership a lot better. One-page marketing plan is okay. Bird by Bird. If you do any writing, that's a must-read. Highly, highly recommend that one. And I like Anne Lamott. The problem is I don't like her voice. So Bird by Bird is actually read by someone else. And then some of her other books are read by her. And then you just listen and you're like, I don't like that voice. It's grating. Another person, Ryan Holiday. He's got great, great books, but I don't like his voice. It grates me a little bit. The Dip by Seth Godin. That's a good one. Super short. It talks about quitting, which is like strategic quitting, which is great. Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. It's a good book if you want to write screenplays. That lays it out, makes it seem really simple, kind of gives you some cookie cutter approaches on how to do it. So if it's like your first screenplay, it's good. And if you want to be a screenwriter, I think you should read it. I think you'd probably be expected to know everything that's in that book as a professional screenwriter, but whether or not you want to follow it, that's up to you. Tough S Word by Kevin Smith. That book is great, and the audiobook is better because Kevin likes to go on all these like diatribes. I love Kevin Smith so much. He's the guy that got me into filmmaking. Start With Why by Simon Sinek. That book's okay. It's a little long. 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. A lot of people don't like Jordan Peterson for reasons I don't quite understand. I've asked people who don't like him why they don't like him, and they're just like, well, he's this. And I'm like, is he though? Like, I read his book, and like that's definitely not in there. A lot of people say he's very I'm trying to think of the word. I want to say masochistic. That's not it. What is it? He's chauvinist, I guess. I don't know. He talks down about women, but that's not. I think if you read his book, you kind of understand the points he's getting at, which I'm not trying to defend him, but I think he just talks. He has a couple things that I remember reading where I was like, I could see someone who would take that out of context, but it's just like, like the man is the hunter, and you're like, yeah. See, now when I'm trying to defend it, it's not good. I'd say read the book or don't. I don't care. Like, there's some good stuff in the book. There's also a lot of like hour-long side things that like I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk was a pretty good one. It's a lot of just case studies. People followed Gary's stuff. Principles by Ray Dalio. That's another good one. But that one's also really long and full of like weird side stories that like don't have much relevance. But at least like Ray Dalio's book is more like part memoir, part like here's some good advice. Whereas Jordan Peterson is just like, here's what the Romans did. And you're like, what does this have to do about cleaning your room? Like, it has nothing to do with it. So yeah, I've only read 27. Oh, there's more. More came up. The Color Out of Space, H.P. Lovecraft. That's a good one. Super short. It's only like an hour. So check that one out. 310 to Yuma. It's another good one. That one's actually read by Henry Rollins, who, if you don't know who Henry Rollins is, he was the lead singer of Black Flag. And he does a lot of spoken word stuff. That's really, really funny. He's got another book. He's got a book of his own called Get in the Van, which will make you want to become a touring musician and then will make you hate the world. So that's a good one. Range by David Epstein is another good one. It starts pretty slow and it kind of leaves you to draw your own conclusions, which I liked and didn't like at the same time. I kind of want books to be like, tell me the thing that you want me to talk about. And then Atomic Habits by James Clear. That one is a game changer. If you only read one book this year or ever, I highly recommend Atomic Habits. It talks about building habits, and it's just it's just a great book. It's really, really to the point of it. What else can I show you? The counter app. This is how I count how many pucks I shoot. I try to shoot like 100 to 200 a day in I have a little room set up just to shoot some pucks. This is how long I stick handle. I try to do 20-30 minutes every day. I try to pick up litter. It's one of my goals for the year. I've got 442 pieces. And bike miles, only 66 so far this year, which isn't good, but it's just getting started. I also want to post more images of Omaha, which means I have to go take more images of Omaha. Omaha is the city I live in. Yeah. What else can I talk about on this before the FS7 battery dies? The FS7 battery's got 20 more minutes. And if you hear that loud jet engine noise, that's my laptop the fan on it is broken. And so it makes loud noises. And so I think if I'm going to do the streaming thing, I either have to figure out how to get this laptop further away from the microphone, or I'm going to have to figure out a way to fix it or just replace the laptop, which, I mean, it's an older laptop. I think I've had this guy for like 3-4 years. It's good. I mean, it's a gaming laptop. It's held up. So it's had its time, you know. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Yeah. Oh, here's another cool app. So this app is called Just Press Record. So what you do is you tap the button to start recording. You want some microphone access? That's fine. What is it saying? This person does not have permission. You can enable this privacy settings. Huh. That's weird that it won't. I updated it. So, but basically what happens is you push the button, it records, and then it uses the iPhone's like text to speech to try to generate a translation. That's not the word I'm looking for. Transcript. Transcript is the word I'm looking for. It makes a transcript, and that is pretty helpful if you do like a lot of interviews or you're doing documentaries and you want to like, or you're a journalist, you know, really handy. What else do we got that's of any use? Camera tools. This Level app is kind of neat. It's free. And you just, you know, figure out. It's good when you're trying to like level a camera that doesn't have a bubble. It comes in handy. The Asun, whatever. This. So the Cine Eye is a really cool little device. It's really cheap. It's like $250, and it sends. It takes an HDMI signal out, and then it sends a Wi-Fi signal to iOS devices, and I think maybe Android devices. I'm not 100% sure, but you can send it to 4 different devices at once. So if you're on set and you want to not have people crowded around Video Village, or you're like running gunning, this thing, I've only tested a little bit so far, but it's been great in my limited testing. It's very low latency. So I don't know what that thing is. But yeah, I think I'm really excited to use it, especially I got some shoots coming up in this post-corona world. And I think it'll be very handy to have that. So that way people aren't crowding around the video monitor, and people can all just have their own cell phones, and we don't have to lug around a big production monitor. Maybe, probably still would have to, but you know, it's nice. You can also record with the app. That's the downside, is the person who's watching on their phone will have to download an app. So I'm planning on bringing my iPad, and I'll install it, and that way I could just hand the iPad as like a little director's viewfinder. And that way I can keep I have a small HD 702. And what often happens on shoots where I'm like the DP and I don't have like a video assist, that's like my biggest video assist. And then I always have just like the client just like right, you know, I'm like here, and the client is just like right here, and they're just like, and then when they do the thing where they put their hands on your shoulder, and you're just like, don't like it. And they're always chewing gum. Why are they always chewing gum? Clients are always chewing gum. What else do we got? FD Writer, Final Draft Writer. It's like $10. You can write on the phone, and it gives you like some things, which is weird that it's $10. And I feel like it should just come for free if you buy like the big Final Draft, which I have also for when I pretend to screenwrite, which is like every 6 months I get like real interested in it, and I write like a bunch of like little short things. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a filmmaker. I mean, like I am a filmmaker, but like I'm mostly just making commercials. But then I like get real excited, and then I just don't do any of it. I just write first drafts and then call it a day. And I'm like, yeah, I did something. It's that much closer to my goals. Yeah. What else? I feel like I don't have that many apps. You know, what do we got in cameras? Hyperlapse is a cool app, but I feel like it should be built into Instagram. Filmic Pro is great if you want to shoot with your iPhone. This 8mm camera is kind of fun. You can see you do black and white. You could change the vignettes. You could change the colors on it. Which the one? I'm gonna try to find the one I like. Noir is pretty good. 60s Pillow, Tuscan. I think 2-strip is the one I like, with some burns. It's pretty nice. It's good. One person watching now is probably just me. So, yeah. We got some ice cream thawing out. So I'm going to sign off on that note. But I feel like this test went a lot better than the first one. Pretty excited about it. I just got to learn to not stare at the screen that's just above the camera. And I'll figure it out. So anyway, if you watched my rambling, or if you're watching it in post now, thank you for watching. I'm going to turn this off now. There's no good way to end these, because you got to like look over. I guess if I had the mouse right here, I could end it well. But yeah, deuces. Are you sure you want to end it? That was so good, and then it just ruined it.